Good morning, Rams. From an early age, each of us were taught the golden rule: treat others as we want to be treated. This lesson was important to you as a young child and is still important to you today. The golden rule is the basis in which we should interact with one another and with everyone we meet. It's an important lesson to remember as we interact with our family and friends, with our classmates and our teachers, with our co-workers and our bosses. It's an important lesson when we discuss simple issues and complex ones. As Catholics and as Christians, we are called to model our lives after Jesus. We are called to treat others as Jesus would have treated them. We are called to follow the golden rule. At Baden, we consider ourselves a family. We work together each day to create an environment where everyone is valued and respected. Just like your own family, you may not always agree with the opinions of your parents or your siblings, and that's okay. However, when you have these disagreements with them, I'm willing to bet that you remember the golden rule. I'm sure you treat them with respect and you listen to their point of view. I'm sure you treat them as that you want them to treat you. In the end, opinions might not change, and you may have to agree to disagree, but you do it in a respectful way. That same approach is just as important here at school as it is in your own family. We will disagree on various topics. We may debate the merits of different issues, some that may seem very irrelevant, and others that we hold very strong beliefs in. In either case, we need to make sure that we are listening to the other person's point of view, seeking to understand their perspective, and respecting the dignity of everyone we interact with. Last year, we focused on two of the hallmarks of a Notre Dame learning community. Number 6 states, we create community amongst those with whom we work and with whom we serve. In order to build a strong community, in order to become a stronger family, we need to treat others as we want to be treated, and respect the thoughts and opinions of each and every one of the members of our family. By listening to each other and seeking to understand their perspective, we are able to build that stronger community, and we're able to build that stronger family. Hallmark number 7 states, we develop holistic learners that educate for life. Your education didn't start here at Baden, nor will it end when you graduate. We are always learning more about ourselves, about others, our community, and the world we live in. In order to grow as a person, we have to be lifelong learners. We discussed these hallmarks throughout the last school year, and they remain vital to our learning communities today and in the future. All the hallmarks will help each of us to reach our mission, to inspire young men and women to achieve their personal best, live their faith, and lead the future. The activities we are going to embark on over the next few weeks and months are meant to help us grow as a community that understands the importance of respecting one another and treating others as we want to be treated. The activities are not meant to teach you what to think, but more importantly, to teach you to think about your own beliefs, develop your own thoughts about those beliefs, and to have conversations with others that may have a different opinion, but do so in a respectful way while keeping everyone's dignity with everyone we meet. We can all learn from each other, and we can all learn to respect one another, even if we have different opinions. We can become an even stronger family by respecting the dignity of every member of our community. We are all valued. We are all important. We are all loved. We are all part of the Ramley.
Good morning. It's Mrs. Helms. As the Director of Campus Ministry at Baden, it's an honor to share in the faith journeys of each and every one of you. We are at a moment in our lives where we have an opportunity to make a positive difference in our world. As a Notre Dame learning community, we're blessed to be guided by the 7 hallmarks. These hallmarks provide us with a framework and challenge to be our very best each and every day. By the time each student leaves Baden, he or she will have been invited to learn about and live out all 7 of the hallmarks. This year, our focus is on hallmarks numbers 2 and 5, and I'll get back to those in a minute. In addition to the Sisters of Notre Dame, there are many other sources of guidance one of which is the U.S. Council of Catholic Bishops. The USCCB gives us resources, guidance, and challenge to also be our very best and understand our Catholic faith. This year, the USCCB has developed a program called Civilize It, a way to interact with others in a civilized and dignified manner. Who doesn't want that? It's wonderful how much these two things go hand in hand with one another. Back to the hallmarks. Hallmark number 2 states we honor the dignity and sacredness of each person, and hallmark number 5 states that we embrace the gift of diversity. Honoring the dignity and sacredness of each person is our duty, no matter who the other person is, what his or her beliefs are, where they are from, what they look like, etc. They deserve our respect simply for being a fellow human. Keep in mind that we are taught that we are all created in the image of likeness in God. It's that simple. Embracing the gift of diversity is also a duty for each and every one of us. Life is diverse, and that's a good thing. Baden, despite our outward appearance, is diverse, and diversity can come in many different forms. Yes, of course, race is what becomes a focus in most cases, but there are many other aspects to diversity. For example, socioeconomic background, family structure, ethnicity, gender, religion, thoughts, opinions, and so very much more. It's our job as Christians to understand that we are all very different, and because of our differences, we will automatically have differing viewpoints and feelings about a variety of topics, subjects, and issues. But that's good. Listening to and understanding the differences of others will help us in growing our own views and even strengthening our own beliefs. Today you're being asked to look at your peers, your families, our communities, and yes, even our world's diversity as a gift. The political arena is just one place that we are called to respect our neighbors. It's certainly not the only arena. At this time in our society, a place where freedom is a blessing that we cannot take for granted, it's our duty to listen to one another and share with one another.
On July 4th, 1776, the Declaration of Independence was formally adopted by the Continental Congress. This document, written by many different people from different backgrounds and ways of life, fundamentally changed the course of human history. This document clearly stated that all men are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. While this wasn't the first document to ever state this, no country had ever been founded upon this principle. Time and time again, throughout the history of America, different groups of people have fought to expand this principle. They have lobbied their government, fought for the right to be free, organized demonstrations and protests to be given the right to vote and to have a voice in their communities. Many Americans have fought on foreign soil to ensure that the promise of the Founding Fathers continues for Americans and countless other groups. They have stood arm in arm in solidarity with one another, doing more than hoping for change, but actively working to create a better future for generations to come. The sacrifice of so many has granted us the opportunity to live in a country that has constantly worked to better itself. We have been given so many rights, but with those rights comes a tremendous responsibility. To truly honor the sacrifices of those countless Americans who gave so much for our freedoms, we have the responsibility to continue to strive for justice or equality. The world today is often filled with divisiveness, arguments, and endless personal attacks. It is all too easy to get caught up in all of that, which leads to our own discussions turning into one-sided ones and arguments. Today is meant to take a step back and focus on what unites us. Regardless of where you may be in your own faith journey, Christ is the ultimate role model in these discussions. The USCCB states in Forming Consciousness for Faithful Citizenship that Christ's love for us lets us see our human dignity in full clarity and compels us to love our neighbors as he loved us. Christ the teacher shows us what is true and good. That is what is in accord with our human nature as free, intelligent beings created in God's image and likeness and endowed by the Creator with dignity and rights as well as duties. As we go about discussions in homeroom today, in your classes throughout the rest of the year, be mindful that we need to seek first to understand rather than trying to be understood. That listening, showing empathy, and understanding is what Christ calls us to do. In a world that is often chaotic, it is a difficult task, but I know that Baden students are up for the challenge. Your time spent in homeroom today is meant to continue to frame all that we do within the mission of Baden High School and the hallmarks of a Notre Dame learning community. We honor the dignity and sacredness of each person. We embrace the gift of diversity. Take the time today to learn from one another and to strive to honor the sacrifices of so many Americans by participating in civilized discussion and debate. We love and honor each and every student, teacher, and staff member here at Baden High School. Know that we are always here if you need to talk or discuss anything further. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your time in homeroom today. Thank you.
So this video is not really about voting and not necessarily about who to vote for. This video is really about who we are as human beings, which should always be bigger than how we vote. Jesus would have said, from what we can tell, go ahead, vote, get involved in your community. However, let's remember some basic moral, human concepts. So first we get the 10 Commandments, and these are very common sense. Honor your mom and dad. Don't kill people. Don't steal. And then later we get the Beatitudes. The Beatitudes are for mature people. The Beatitudes are the next level of Christian discipleship. What it means to be human, according to Jesus. So let me share these with you. And this is a slightly different translation. Jesus says, you're blessed when you're at the end of your rope. With less of you, there's more of God. You're blessed when you feel you've lost what is most dear to you. Only then can you be embraced by the one who is most dear to you. You're blessed when you're content just with who you are. No more, no less. That's the moment you find yourselves proud owners of everything that can't be bought. You're blessed when you've worked up a good appetite for God. He's food and drink in the best meal you'll ever eat. You're blessed when you care. At the moment of being careful, you find yourself cared for. You're blessed when you get your inside world, your mind and your heart put right. Then you can see God in the outside world. You know, one of the things we come back to a lot in religion classes is that we are called to be salt and light for this world. And in case you've forgotten, that means we are to add flavor and light into all of our relationships, whether that's your mom and dad, your friends, your Baden community, your community at large. So as you're thinking about all of these things that we're presenting to you today and over the next few weeks, I just challenge you to think about it in that way, in those terms. Not I'm right and I'm wrong, but how am I loving people? And am I bringing something different and better into their lives? That's really the goal for all of us. And it's the challenge that Jesus gives us, but it's also the gift. Love you guys.
In the next few weeks, you'll have a chance to consider a lot of new ideas. We hope you'll take advantage of all the positives coming your way. Thanks so much and have a great day.